for joining us at 5:30. I'm Katira Winfrey. First, panic and chaos overnight along the North Freeway after gunfire sent hundreds of people running from a large gathering near Fallbrook Road. Houston police say officers were trying to break up the crowd when someone fired a gun, triggering a mad dash through the area. Investigators say no stampede injuries were reported, though one officer was assaulted during the commotion. Multiple people were detained, but it's still unclear whether anyone was hit by the gunfire. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a 15-year-old boy was found shot to death outside a home in New Caney. Deputies say a homeowner found the teen lying in front of the house on Stevens Road just before 11:30 Saturday night. Investigators say the boy had a gunshot wound and was pronounced dead at the scene. So far, authorities have released few details about what led up to the shooting. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers. And happening now, supporters of missing mom Nikki Winder are gathering in Brazos County for a community walk and prayer vigil. Organizers are calling the event Mothers Take a Stand, a show of support for Winder's family and her two sons as the search for answers continues. Winder has been missing since February 25th and was last seen at a wooded property off of FM 974. Maria Aguilera is at that event now and will have the story tonight at 10. Tonight, President Trump is reportedly making changes to a possible deal with Iran as tensions escalate across the Middle East. This comes as Israeli troops push deeper into Lebanon over the weekend. Olivia Gazis has the latest from Washington.
On Sunday, there still appeared to be no decision from President Trump on whether to sign off on a potential deal with Iran. According to a source familiar with the ongoing talks, President Trump's edits to the initial memorandum of understanding included changes related to the Strait of Hormuz, which the president has repeatedly said must be open, and the removal of highly enriched uranium, which Iran could potentially use to develop a nuclear weapon.
I'm playing it out, and we're going to see, and that's what I do. I negotiate, they negotiate. They're very good negotiators. They're crafty.
Over the weekend, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said President Trump would ensure the deal served American interests.
Ultimately, like I said, any deal that the president is willing to make, he's only going to make it if he believes it's a great deal for our country and the security of the world. And only one president was willing to lay it out on the line and ensure after 47 years that Iran is not capable of having a nuclear weapon. And so you saw it in how he's been talking about it publicly. Those goalposts haven't shifted at all.
A top Iranian negotiator said Iran would not accept any agreement with the U.S. unless Iran's rights were secured.
All of this comes as tensions between Israel and Lebanon have intensified.
Over the weekend, Israeli troops seized a 900-year-old castle and its strategic ridge in southern Lebanon, its deepest incursion into the region in 26 years. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called the capture a dramatic shift in Israel's policy against Hezbollah. Pope Leo on Sunday urged world leaders to sincerely pursue a fair and lasting peace. Olivia Gazis, CBS News, the White House.
And turning now to the forecast as we take a live look downtown this evening. Chris, when I stepped outside this afternoon to walk my dog, it was brutally hot. It feels like summer already. Are we going to keep on turning up the temperature?
I think so. I think we're going to continue to see these feels-like temperatures.
New tonight, a powerful piece of 9/11 history stopping by Houston. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation Steel Across America tour brought a steel beam recovered from the World Trade Center to Space Center Houston as the nation approaches 25 years since the attack. KHOU 11's Michelle Choi was there as visitors reflected, remembered, and paid tribute. And still ahead, a major data breach impacting Carnival Cruise Line customers, why more than 800,000 Texans may have had personal information exposed. And later, the next vehicle NASA hopes will drive astronauts across the moon. We're getting a look at the high-tech lunar rovers built for the next space race. Tonight, Carnival Cruise Line is warning customers about a cybersecurity breach that may have exposed sensitive personal information, including data linked to more than 800,000 Texans. The company says a hacker used a social engineering scam to trick an employee into giving access to part of its IT system in April. Carnival says the compromised information may include names, addresses, dates of birth, and even driver's license or passport numbers. The cruise line, which operates 3 ships out of Galveston, says it's now offering free credit monitoring to those impacted. Meanwhile, Honda is recalling nearly 99,000 vehicles in the U.S. over a defect that could cause airbags to deploy improperly during a crash. The recall impacts several Honda and Acura models from 2016 through 2026, including the Accord, Civic, CR-V, Pilot, Odyssey, and Ridgeline. Federal safety officials say a front passenger seat sensor can crack and short circuit, increasing the risk of injury. Honda says dealers will replace the defective part free of charge, with owner notification letters expected to go out in July. Still ahead, NASA's next ride to the moon, the new high-tech moon buggies now being tested for future astronaut missions. Tonight, Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin is moving forward with plans to rebuild after last week's New Glenn rocket explosion in Florida. And while the blast is a setback for NASA's return to the moon, the space agency is already testing the next generation of lunar rovers. Chris Van Cleve took a test drive. Well, Chris, when you take a walk outside, it feels like you might be a little bit closer to the sun than to the moon.
Right, it does. It really does feel like that here across Houston, as it's actually, getting closer to summer, and we're going to continue to feel like that, especially for the next few days.
It is the season.
Tis the season for summer.
All right, be prepared for it to get a little sticky icky. Yes. Okay, Chris, thanks a lot. Cool. All righty, well, thank you so much for joining us for KHOU 11 News. We'll have more coming up at 10.
Continue with us on KHOU 11+. Download on your TV, watch for free. Stories that matter. Weeknights on KHOU 11.